Nice.
Hello, world. All right, so I only know what I saw in the trailer for this, and what we read in the real synopsis. Um, that we're gonna make this painting under the watchful ire of our neighbor and their cat, their pesky cat.
Yes, quote unquote pesky.
Yeah.
He's a good cat.
Let's see. Da 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 da. That all sounds good. Is this game voiced, or is it like voice sounds?
Voice sounds mostly.
Yeah.
I think there are a couple voice lines, but not a whole lot.
Well, cool. Chat. If there are any audio issues, let me know. Maybe the game's too loud or too quiet. But we're going in hot. Oh, Carlos, you cannot see this, can you? No, you can't.
Technically, yeah.
Let's change that. Oh, it wants me to paint. Hold tight, everybody. Okay. Well, Carlos, let
There
me
we
know
go.
if you have any issues there.
I can see it, and I've got my stream pulled up just real quick on my phone, so
Where
all
did I
good.
paint my yellow in the draft? Final draft of the painting. I'm going to submit to that New York exhibition. Fingers crossed I get accepted. Ah, yes. I'm doing
Wow,
it. This is how
artiste.
painters paint. Is this the people like, painting is so relaxing.
This is the method. I see nothing wrong here.
Nope, nothing wrong. This part is done. Wow, when I'm looking at this on my stream, maybe just this display, like maybe my monitor's just bright, but it looks so bright. Much, much brighter than my game looks. I have to be more careful. I was as careful as you could be. Wow. Actually, what do I do now? I've covered this part. I need more colors. I love the sunny and vibrant color. I should have been paying attention instead of making goofy jokes. After so many tries, it finally feels right. Am I supposed to just... Okay.
Did you see what your inspiration was?
Uh, the suitcase thing in here? Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. At first, I thought that is what I was supposed to be making. And then I misunderstood. I looked at this and I was like, is this supposed to be a mountainscape?
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. Oh, yeah, baby. We're painting. We're doing it.
All right.
Okay, in the lines. In the lines. Careful. Careful. Firmly grasp it.
And just so chat knows, even though I wish it were not the case, the game does stop you on the line. So this is not Tegan's just outstanding artsmanship.
Okay. Wow. Ouch. I am a really good painter, all right? Look at this. This part is done. I've covered this part. I've covered this part. Okay, one of the clasps. Let's see. Left clasp. So, this is a really thick paintbrush for what I was doing. Yeah, really like the blend of the gameplay and then this animation. Oh, to do. Music, breakfast, resume, coffee, paint. Man, I can so relate to this. Every time I wake up in the morning to make breakfast, I'm like, okay, but first, where's my music?
Yep, and this is the artist's process.
An old paintbrush. A frequently used paintbrush. It's stained a motley of colors, but it still works great. Heck yeah. Man, this is so cool. It wants me to do something over there. What if I look at this painting instead? Peaceful grassland and some distant mountains. Feels like something is missing. The moon's really low. That's all I'm saying. Let's back out. How about this one?
Yeah. Obviously, there's an objective to start.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it gave you the process there. But yeah, it's totally fine and kind of um, important to definitely look around the room to start, just because there's so much foreshadowing here.
It's called for painting in this game. For brushing, for spoken.
Yes
I
to
can
all.
keep going. Let's see, what did you say? It's a grocery store. The red umbrella is so evocative, but it feels like the painting is missing something. Indeed. All right, how about this one? Oh, there are lots of paintings. Maybe I should do
Yeah,
the
there's
thing
a
it wants
lot.
me to do. There's an easel in the middle of this golden wheat field. I would love to sketch there. That would be very pretty. When we came up to Seattle, the very first area that we reached, where I was like, "Whoa, this is like a change in scenery," was actually in very, very northern Nebraska. Nebraska's a lot taller than I thought it was, because I thought we had been in South Dakota for a while, but we were in northern Nebraska, and you got these wonderful hills that are all these colors, and
Nice.
those are like basically the first photos I took of our trip up there, and it was gorgeous, man. I know Kansas City always has or at least it did have the billboards that are for Nebraska tourism, and I don't know what's there for tourism, but there is a lot of beautiful land that's great, even just looking at through the windshield. What's up, stereo?
Agreed.
Play some music to lift my spirit? Oh, heck yeah. Do I have to open it? There we go.
Yeah.
And you actually have to use it like a
Yeah.
cassette player. Music, check. Now what should I do? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, I love this.
I told you the process. You just gotta complete the process so you can get your shit done.
Okay, can I... Oh, and I click and drag to move around. This is a fully 3D... Cool. Music, breakfast, resume, coffee, paint.
And
Stomach
get this
is
very
growling.
Ratatouille soundtrack.
Dude, totally. Let's make some brekkies. Time to make some breakfast to give me some fuel for the day. Turn my game audio down a tiny bit. I've been eating so many eggs for breakfast. So I'm trying to gain weight right now.
You're a
actually.
grown boy.
Well, I'm walking all day. I'm burning over 2,000 calories a day just walking for work, and it's making it impossible for me to not just be the skinniest person you've ever seen. So for the first time, we just bought the box of 6 eggs, and
Wow.
it's going fast.
Just watch your cholesterol.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm eating five eggs plus a whole bunch of vegetables for breakfast every day. Oh, do I flip? Oh, it's cooked already. Great. I need some toast. Been eating toast in the morning with some wonderful jam. Man, toast. Really nice. Lizzie got me into the toast game. Oh, this is how we're nomming. All right, we'll save a little of the egg for later. Oh, nope, we're eating the whole egg.
So much for that.
You can see my cursor, right?
Yeah.
Is the hand. Cool. Yeah, you gotta stack the toast to eat it. Oh, grilled cheese? Maybe.
Nice.
I'm full. So satisfying. Heck
Yeah, toasting hot enough to make it grilled cheese would be stupid hot. Like, you would not be able to just bite right into that.
No, you wouldn't even be able to grab it with your hands to put the pieces of bread together. Like, bread loses heat so quick. Let's look out the window. That's not on the list, but... Oh, the deadline is approaching. I need to get my resume and portfolio done ASAP. Okay, looks like we want to go to our computer. I've only finished half of my resume. It's time to get the job done. Click, click. Oh, I love it. Dear Barb, hope this letter
Look at those typing skills.
finds you right. I'm a graphic. Let's see. This is the Alt key on my computer. I am a graphic designer and illustrator. I am also very good at typing sentences using only the Alt key. Art has been my passion all my life. Hope you can consider me as one of your contracted artists next year.
All right.
Thank you. Time to wrap it up for today. I'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Just get a little done every day. That's the move. Don't make your to-do list so big that you cannot complete it, because then it's just a list.
That's true.
Graphic designs of mine that won awards. Oh, cool. I always feel lethargic without my morning coffee. Okay, well, I was gonna dream on for a second. Guess we'll make coffee right now. Did the resume before the coffee? Well, I guess that's her order. I would have done coffee with breakfast. Here's our coffee grounds. Do I need to grind them up? I rarely make coffee using a coffee machine. I've probably only done it like 5 times in my life. We have a wonderful French press that's great when I want to have more than one cup. All right.
You just had a combination grinder right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Impressive.
The smell of my coffee, my favorite. Gotta love that coffee smell. That's half of what you're paying for when you go to a coffee shop.
True. Your character is one of my favorites that I've seen all year.
Good morning, how are you? It's like a silent film. The old man ignores me every time. I guess I'll paint him? I don't know what the second line was said.
I think she said I'll do some sketches.
Oh.
What a gorgeous painting. I think I've seen it somewhere. I always love doing stuff like this. Oh, heck yeah.
You gotta really be careful to make those details here.
That's right.
And for anybody unaware, this is actually on, I believe, both Android and iOS also. So you can play this on your phone just fine.
Yeah. In fact, when I looked this game up on Facebook, because I was going to try to see if there was a video directly on Facebook to share to our group, instead of it being like, hey, do you want to share this? See, one of the old man's paintings, I've seen a similar one in my room. Okay, I was going to say, I'm like, haven't you... You're like, it looks familiar. It's almost like that thing I own and looked at 5 minutes ago.
Don't worry about it.
But no, when instead of like, hey, share whatever stuff they have to Facebook, it was like, click to download this game. I was like, dang. I thought it was a PC-only game. Or maybe a Switch game. I don't know if it is on Switch, but it'd do well.
Yeah, that's why they added some content and they put it on Switch and PS4.
Oh, you said that.
Just last week. Yep.
Nice. That's awesome. Hi, kitty. The cat is napping in a comfortable position. Oh. Bing, 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 bing. Hi, kitty. Old man's old cat. Cute. Chat, tell us what you guys have been playing. We talked about everything that we've played already, but tell us what's up. Chrome, do you wanna tell us a little more about the stuff you've been working on? I haven't had a chance to look at it today, so anything you tell me now is mostly news. Chrome, I know you also linked a trailer earlier that I didn't have a chance to watch. It seems like the old man who's always, I should really read that before I start flapping my lips.
Bravo.
We're gonna paint the old man. Which, he did not look that old. He doesn't look that much older than the protagonist. The old painter who lives across the street. expert in landscape and oil painting. Painting constantly, always ignores me. Lives all by himself, except for Kitty. I wonder what stories he has to tell. I mean, do you think the painting on my wall is painted by him? Odysseus says, I picked up Cultist Simulator on sale. Chrome says, all I did for now was make test YouTube video. I'm talking about the upcoming Bethesda Xbox Showcase. Well, let's go. That's great. Yeah, I'll have to check out the link that you dropped in our promo channel on Discord there, Chrome. I always appreciate that. I always love to be able to follow people. I know there was something the other day, actually, now that we're talking. Some more stuff. We were talking in the creator support channel. And so anybody out there in Twitch who's interested in giving or getting feedback on streaming or making YouTube videos or painting or whatever it is that you do, feel free to drop in there. Promote yourself and let everybody know kind of the stuff you're dealing with. We've all got issues. I know in a TikTok and Instagram world, it seems like everybody knows what they're doing. But most people are just, learning one day at a time. Nobody's
that
magic.
perfectly fits this game.
Right. The submission date is coming up. I must work harder. Okay, let's get back to this. I'll take a break and do something else first. Okay, we're gonna do that then. What's on our to-do list? Well, painting was supposed to be next. Let's look at the painting up here. Oh, that is what I was supposed to be doing. Found it! This is the painting that looks familiar, but what's different? The moon is supposed to be the sun! That makes a lot more sense now that I... Wait, can I mess this up? Oh, I can! Oh, okay. Something behind the painting. Oh, really? A little inspiration from some sunflowers. Signed Jay. Who is Jay? I cannot recall. Oh, the one thing I did mean to mention, I can't remember if I even showed it, but Rogue Company officially left beta today. I already forgot if we showed that earlier on the show or not. But yeah, Rogue Company left beta officially today. It's been in beta ever since it came out a year and change ago. And so there's a cool launch cinematic that kind of reminds me of Overwatch. It's like, we're Rogue Company, we're the good guys. We work together to fight the bad team. And you see Umbra with this creepy spider head doing evil-looking stuff. But yeah, I think I'm going to play that this weekend again. Seems the pieces fit together. Aha. But that's exciting. New content is always good, but officially leaving beta means we'll probably see a lot of new players again. I've seen this pattern before somewhere in my room. Alright, Sunny's, where you at? There we go. Vilos, no wonder you like this game. It's like escape room. It's a therapeutic escape room.
It is, yeah. There's a handful of puzzles, but none of them are particularly hard.
Oh, jeez. Now I've gone and done it. Okay, where's the thing I need to look at? Can I click out of here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. There we go. Let's see. Catch up on chat here. Plan on covering the showcase afterwards. I don't think I'm allowed to stream it. I think you're correct about that, Chrome. That's why we last year streamed it just to Discord. We didn't mess with Twitch because we didn't want to worry about any copyright stuff. Also, I mean, the fun thing about doing an offline stream, like an off Twitch stream, is you could just kind of be a little off the rails and not have to worry about being performative or anything like that. Green paint, it is nature's favorite color. It represents the revival of all life. Green is a wonderful color. Found the paint. I should go back to my work. Okay. So now we got 2 colors. All right, she says. Time to put my all into it. I want to be as good as him someday. Okay, green on the straps.
All right.
Lizzie, if you can hear me in the other room, if you're painting and you get drips like this, what do? Just paint over it again with the yellow? Because it's not like you can... Well, I guess maybe you could kind of wipe it off if the yellow paint was dry. But if it's all too wet, it'll just merge and or blend, and that's not what you want. Probably not using paint thinner on your paint, huh? Ah, here we go.
And Chroma just dropped that that link in chat because the first rule about streaming is we don't talk about streaming. No, I was gonna make a Fight Club joke, but it just fell flat. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. So definitely all these sorts of things. Anything Jeff Keighley is involved in, he pushes hard for co-streaming.
Yeah,
it's a very simple process, and if you go to that Google Doc, I don't know if it's still open, but it should be. It's just a very little quote-unquote application to confirm that you are co-streaming, so you're not hit with anything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because as that doc says, it says anyone can co-stream. You just kind of have to go through that channel.
Yeah, I mean, we co-streamed the Game Awards the past 2 years, and each time, especially last year, it was so easy. It's just like what you linked. All you had to do was like practically check a box on their website, and then you're good.
Yeah.
His brush strokes cast a faint orange tint of sunlight over the open field. Pretty. Music's good too. Sunflowers bloom on the girl's canvas, chasing the nourishment of the sun. Okay. Can I take this off here? Hanging on the wall are many landscape paintings and one painting which appears to be covered. So who's the narrator here? Are we gonna find out that the cat's been narrating the whole time? Look,
Yeah,
I can make it look like the cat has one eye open.
That was totally on purpose.
That's wonderful.
The great thing about this game is you kind of let the mystery take hold of you. So you do just take it step by step.
Oh, what's up, kitty?
And you'll get all kinds of great little information.
An orange and white cat is stretching. Time seems to have been frozen in the moment. Whoa!
Frozen in this moment.
At this moment. It's those sunflowers. What are the stories behind each painting? Well, Kitty's right. Kitty is stretched, which means you can no longer be productive today. You can only pet Kitty.
True.
That's a day in Lizzie's life as an artist. She's working from home, and that's just only if Kitty doesn't have anything to say about it. Looks like something has stepped into the paint. Oh no, the room is a mess. Aw, heck.
Couldn't be a kitty.
Oh gosh, those are deer tracks. A deer got in here. Let's see. Dang it, kitty. The cassette player was knocked over. I was listening to that. Oh, I'll put it back where it was. Oh, jeez. Something ripped.
All right.
Why is there a piece of paper over here? Is Kitty leaving a trail for me? Let's see. Cool. I always like a good journal. But I can't work without my music. Do you think it's the same music? It'd be okay if it was. Whew, still working. Hey, Kitty! I thought I heard you in the kitchen. Where you at? The sofa where I usually read and some other random things. What's this?
Okay.
Oh, is there meaning to the pattern on the box? Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, all I can do is shake the box. Ah! Give me your secrets!
Clearly, we need to find the other clues.
No, I think it requires 600 clicks. What up, lamp? It's bright enough in this room, no need to turn on the light. Okay. Oh, hello. The two in the painting seem so close. I wonder what they are to each other. Cute.
Oh.
Yeah, look at all these paintings. Man,
Wow.
I am an absolute sucker for nature photography. How nice it would be.
Wow.
How nice it would be to be able to stroll through this lavender field. No kidding. There are tulip fields up here, but we kind of miss like the big season where they're in bloom. You know, it's nothing compared to like Holland, where I think is it Norway, the Netherlands. I'm sure Lizzie's
Europe.
probably yelling at me from the other room because I know she knows the answer to that question. But we have a similar but much smaller thing north of Seattle. It's like right before you hit Canada, basically. But yeah, big tulip fields and a bunch of local photographers are just filling up the groups with photos of them. It's wonderful. A bedroom and some daily necessities. Souvenirs collected on my travels. Art in New York. I hope to exhibit my paintings in New York one day. You know, all of this vibe just because of the nature of how everything's drawn and all this stuff. I always just think of France. You know, it's hard for me to not think of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the music that's playing right now sounds like Django Reinhardt, which let me look up. He reminds me of France because he's an old-timey musician, and I discovered him through the BioShock soundtrack. I think he's from France. Let's check this out. Django Reinhardt. Very talented. Oh, yep. Let's see. Django Reinhardt. Gene Reinhardt, born in 1910, died 1953. Known by his Romani nickname Django, was a Belgian-born Romani-French jazz guitarist and composer. He was one of the first major jazz talents to emerge in Europe and has been hailed as one of the most significant exponents. Yeah, that dude is so talented, and once you know what he sounds like, you don't forget it. Super, super influential. Reinhardt is from Germany, says Odysseus. Look, okay? Maybe original Django Reinhardt inspired the armored German soldier that we've grown to know and love. It's a mess over here. It's a mess over here too. I'll tidy it up before looking for who did this. I mean, this is crazy. There might be somebody in my apartment, but like, who wants some toast?
A couple of the early puzzles are a little obtuse, but it's okay.
Ooh, we got a piece of paper. Hello, paper. Oh, I need probably a third piece before I can assemble this. Oh, probably a fourth piece too. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, let's make some brekkies. Cook, 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 cook. Ah, that's the good stuff. You know, a nice thing that you get when you have two people who cook in the same kitchen. Also, living with someone who likes to cook. It's awesome that Lizzie likes to cook. Is she'll make bacon because she makes this spicy miso ramen with little pieces of bacon in it. And so when I go to make my morning eggs and potatoes, there's bacon grease in the pan. Very tasty.
Nice.
And a wonderful smell to cook with in the morning. What's that book? A novel I reread before bed every night. I'll read it again later. Man, I'm such a slow reader. The idea of like reading before bed, I'd never get a book done. It's a mess over here too. Thank goodness the glass was empty, or else it would have damaged.
The laptop.
Coaster. The laptop. Okay, that is a
Alright.
third piece. So we probably need 2 more. Let's keep sleuthing. My draft from yesterday is gone and can't be recovered. Man, don't you actually hate it when that happens? That is the absolute worst. That happens to me in a video game.
Early internet and early laptop, so.
Well, even though you're right, you know, that is true, because when I made the joke earlier about the game being set in 1986, I mean, this could be in like 1996, you know? Maybe. Well, when did the first laptops even show up? Chat? Is
late
anybody?
90s,
You
yeah.
guys know that? Yeah, when was the first time you could hold a laptop in your lap without like crushing your thighs?
Because I mean, this thing's still a little fatty, like, and
Yeah.
it's you see the little speaker on the right side, like, come on.
Oh, totally. Dear Barb, I hope this letter finds you right. Art's been my passion. I hope you can consider me as one of your contracted artists next year. Oh, cool. So we're probably going to keep refilling this out because I'll probably lose it again. And the resume will grow as I grow. I think this is where it was last time. Something, something. I jot down my thoughts and travel notes in the notebook. Every little idea is precious to me. I feel that same way, but the problem is I end up writing down more than I ever revisit. Just because I like making lists, but I struggle to complete them. Sketchbook that I use often, many of my practice sketches are in here. Oh, I wish I could look inside. Dang it!
Too bad.
I can't believe this deer stepped over everything. My coffee!
Oh my god, you're getting so sidetracked.
Wait, yeah, I'm looking
Did you
for
look
notes.
at the blue book at all?
Look, I forgot. Beep. I'm a detective artist, okay?
It's all coming together.
I'm a detective like the Murderville guests are detectives. Everything's back in place. I guess I'll make a cup of coffee.
Hey Russ, how's it going?
This is where we have to, when we grind up coffee, we have to be like, okay, kitty, we're about to scare the crap out of you. Maybe go in the other room. I hope. You know what? Actually, no. One of the cats caused our problems here. I hope they get scared by the coffee grinder. Well, maybe. Unless they're innocent, and then don't be afraid. What's up, Russ? The blue book, you say? I cannot pick up that blue book. What's up, cat? Chonk.
I love this.
What? Kidding. Oh!
Beefy boy can do it.
No kidding. The cat just jumped without warning. My heart literally skipped a beat. Oh, so Kitty that was in my apartment was the same Kitty that was over there. I thought they were just similar. Cute. It's the cat who made a mess of my room. Glad it's not injured. The fast motion of this just cracks me up.
What an amazing sketch artist.
Do a little of this.
How that inaccurate motion turns into this beautiful art.
Hope the cat is okay. They look cute together. Heart. Wow. You think these two painters have ever smooched?
Ooh, I wonder.
But why do you guys live across the alley or whatever from each other? You should live across the hall from each other. A clue! A clue! Let's put that in our handy dandy notebook. Oh. I think I've also seen this in a drawing. I sure have. Okay. 2. Alright, let's see if I can do this on the first try.
Huh?
Did I get it?
No.
I was so close. It's open. Bum ba da ba ba. Red paint. Its bright and blazing hues illustrate our own burning emotions. Wow. I look in chat and I see the first red name, which is Odysseus, and the thing that he said is, "That's a Thickums." I imagine you're talking about Thickums the kitty. Wow, that is a wonderful name.
That is a burning emotion.
Dear asshole. No, sorry, amigos. Amber. Remember the cat? She gave birth to a kitten. Jay. Another note signed from Jay, but this time the image is of cats.
I love that the mama cat is like a meme cat.
We've got a new color. Let's go back to our
Okay.
thing. Add a new color and create a masterpiece. I think there's only a little bit of red, right?
Yeah.
The top and then the clip. Let's do the clip first. Bing, bing, bing. Red helps to add some life to the piece. Yeah, it does.
Also some streaks.
You know, people are like, wow, check out that drip. This is what they're talking about.
Wow.
All right.
All right. This is the spot. Ear. Beautimus. Whew. The red walls on either side of the alley are littered with lost cat notices. Okay, that's alarming, suddenly. Does Sweeney Todd live downstairs? Is he Sweeney Todd? He's about to put up another notice on the wall. He stops and watches the orange blur running towards him. Oh my gosh, it's a kitty! Friends, it's the lost cat. The cat rolls on the ground, begging to be pet. It has not noticed its owner's worried face. Oh, it's just vibing, man. The cat rolls on the ground, begging to be pet. I just reread the same thing. Who are you over here? The girl smiles as she watches the lost cat she found, running back towards its owner. It's that thing from earlier. Is it a puzzle? I'm not sure. This is where they meet. I wonder what happens afterwards.
Oh, we know.
I'm giving eyebrows. You can't see it in real time, but I'm giving eyebrows. Achievement unlocked, turning point. Oh. Need some music to give some color to this hazy, rainy weather. I love this. Because, no joke, like, if I don't have music playing, I just never get anything done. I really can't focus when it's quiet. So sometimes, like, Twitch is something I put on when I just need to get work done. Which, for a lot of people, Twitch might be distracting. But I have always really struggled to focus when it's quiet. I can focus on nothing. But if I need to focus on actually something, then I have to have some sort of noise. So yeah, I love that this really creates a routine for each chapter.
Ooh.
I love the rhythm of the raindrops as they accompany the music.
Oh.
Then it's time to fill my stomach. I went straight to the kitchen, didn't mess around at all. Alright, we got this down to a science now. I wish we could see the cheese. I mean, heck, dude, put the cheese and the egg in there. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Nom. Yum, yum. Turn on my laptop as usual, but the files are gone yet again. Called it. Beep, 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 beep.
Very realistic.
Thank you. It's one of those computers that only has a few words on it, so you really got to make them work.
That would be hilarious. Like each one of these buttons is actually one word.
Right.
Um,
Thank you. The files from a couple days earlier also vanished. I didn't read it quickly enough. I'll make myself another cup of coffee first. I really wish the text did not disappear so quickly. Number 1, I'm a slow reader. Number 2, I cannot focus.
I'm pretty sure it's because you were clicking.
No, I didn't. That time I did not click.
Really?
Huh? Most of the time I have not clicked through, actually. It's only disappeared on a timer.
There might be an option to stop that in the settings.
Okay, hold on.
I was
Now that you're
pretty
talking
sure.
about it, Carlos, let me hit escape so we can look at the settings. Wow. Robust.
Nice.
I am surprised. I am surprised. But who knows? This is the kind of game that could totally have additional accessibility stuff added over time. Especially as they continue to roll out, like since they have a staggered release with their different platforms. I could totally see this being a game where they keep revisiting it for stuff like that. Excuse me.
Yeah, Russ is watching Sonic 2 for the 5th or 6th time. That's
Lol.
impressive.
What was it in chat the other day, Russ, that you were like, hey, where can I find this Sonic thing? Asking for a friend.
It was the cereal.
That's right. Oh, you posted that.
I hope you got the cereal, Russ. Especially after watching the movie that many times.
You got it, you know? That's wonderful. Russ, I love that you / your kid can enjoy
oh,
Sonic together like that. And I keep readjusting my chair, and I swear, no matter where I go, we gotta name this this stream Out of the Frame, because that's where I spend most of my time. Oh, sup, dude? Oh no, he's got a cough. Do you think he has tuberculosis? The painting he's
I bet
staring at.
it's a possibility.
I think I've seen it somewhere. He better... Wait a minute. That would explain why he's in another room. But he better not... This better not be that sad. I mean, it could be. You know, life is sad sometimes. So. Did you ever play, Chicory? Right?
I know of Chicory. I haven't played it yet, but that's definitely on my list of indies to go back to.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should play it or not. Lizzie either beat it very quickly, or she has not played it yet, and I'm just mixing her up with a streamer I watched. You know, but similar to stuff like this. I know that obviously... Oh, it just gave it to me when I let my mouse up.
It's taking too long.
Well, 'cause I like taking my time on that stuff. I'm sure I've seen this painting somewhere. Hey, we have. Oh no, he's sick for real. No, there's an IV bag. Is the old man sick?
No, it's full of vodka.
Oh man, he's living hard. No, but I like doing this stuff slow. It's nice to play a
do.
game that does not have time constraints, because a lot of games I play do. Whether it's a multiplayer game or it's something, like, you know, like a survival game or something. It's nice to be able to take my sweet time. Is he sick? Frowny.
Oh, I just realized, you want to switch the title?
Oh, I sure
to
do.
Behind the Frame?
Thank you. Behind the Frame, the finest scenery. Is the full name? Good call on that. Look at that rain.
It is really pretty.
Oh my gosh, our friends went to the Royals game the other day, on like Monday. And the game got delayed by like a long time. Like I think it got delayed at least 2
yeah.
hours. And during that delay, there was no rain at all. Like there were thunderclouds approaching, but there was no rain. And I guess they tried to start the game through the first pitch, and immediately there was lightning. And so they went back out to the parking lot, and they just went back to tailgating. you know, because what else are you going to do? And tailgating was always my favorite part of going to baseball and football games. But they called us. They essentially FaceTimed us. And as we're chatting in the background, there's just like this massive rolling thunderstorm with almost nonstop lightning, it felt like, the whole entire time. Which, again, it's like we were talking about the difference between our internet. Like, Seattle internet is not very impressive. The other day I got my buddy to re-download Overwatch, and I was like, okay, well, in my head I'm thinking this is going to take a while, so we'll play a match or two even before you get in. And we're like 1 minute into the game, and he's like, all right, I'm logging in. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're logging in already? Oh my gosh, that Google Fiber, man. But yeah, same thing up here. We just don't have the lightning, and it's all I can talk about. It's like, now that we don't have lightning, I just want a thunderstorm so badly.
That is actually pretty sad.
Yeah, even this kind of rain does not happen very often up here.
I hate Missouri weather, but I would miss particular storms. Although last night we actually had a tornado and a couple microbursts. So
yeah, I saw all that when I woke up. That's wild.
It was a baby tornado though, so.
Oh yeah, no big deal.
But it woke everybody up at 1 o'clock last night.
Right. Yeah, I saw a couple buddies who slept through it.
Yeah.
Oops. It's a grocery store. The red umbrella is so evocative, but it feels like the painting is missing something. What if we paint it? Oh, can I not? Aren't you supposed to have an umbrella? But Oh, this is not the same painting. That's why. Okay, we need another.
But we are still gathering clues.
Interesting. Here we go.
Really?
Really? This is the painting that the old man was looking at. Which part of the painting is unfinished? Ha, trick question. Oh gosh.
Seems right.
Let's... His umbrella is really big.
Very accurate.
Oh my goodness. They go in different directions, carrying umbrellas of different colors. Do they notice each other as they pass? Drawing of a shop. A yellow umbrella and a green sign. Yet another drawing that looks familiar. So... that's what it actually looks like. Let's see what it will allow me to paint really goofily. Okay. He has a yellow umbrella that's folded and small, like that. Oh gosh! Oh no, it didn't like that. It said no. Actually, how much? Whoa, 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 whoa!
The worst painter.
Gosh, the cat bumped my leg. Oh, he says no, maybe not. Hey, there we go. It's more complete now. Okay, and now we need a green sign, which looks something like this. It's like a little sombrero.
That's right.
Very little and not completely massive at all.
That is the most accurate painting you've actually created so far.
Oh, it does fill up the whole entire thing. Well, wait a minute. And then it goes up above.
Yeah, the little light fixture.
Well,
things.
I kind of had it, you know. I'm surprised it didn't erase what I had already. Boom, perfect. A huge green sign stands out in the dim streetscape as a man holds a yellow umbrella underneath. The sun and the umbrellas, and I always feel the composition is similar to that of a painting in my room. You know, this is happening a lot.
Weird.
Reminds me of something.
Coincidences.
Wow. It's like I left myself all these mementos. So which one am I supposed to do next? This one?
Yes.
The theme of this drawing also centers around the rainy city. Is it related to the previous ones? Oh, I've missed this too much.
I think we do need a game that has no punishment for that for you. Just the entire game is that.
That's
Love it. Looking good. I'm supposed to still have a red one around here somewhere, right? It's got to
Yes.
be somewhere within this area. Unless it's here.
No, it's
So
closer
close?
to her, closer to her head.
Hey, let me keep this part. Okay.
Just attach it to her head.
Hey, nailed
Nice.
it. Nailed it. Oh my goodness. Looks like they were having a good time. Did they notice the rain? Something, something? Let's see. I might actually move my webcam a little bit here.
Did they notice the rain stopped when the sun came out? Lizzie says you are an artist.
Thank you. I moved my what is this? My frame, where my head is, so y'all can read the chat since I have a great knack of not reading in time. Dear Amber, hey, our name's Amber. I'd never have expected I'd meet you under the sign on that rainy day, and we would chat until sun comes up. I read that with the grace of a narrator.
Very much so.
Okay, and now we're gonna go paint the stuff. What's the connection between these three drawings? They all have umbrellas.
It's wild.
Let's see, one of them. Okay, that one's first. Oh, no, maybe they're already in the right order. Am I supposed to swap them?
You see
Maybe.
what?
Ah.
You see,
Did
it
they-
told you in the underlined words though.
Ah, interesting. You know what else worked? Brute force, an artist's main tool.
Sure.
No.
For anyone watching, if you do an escape room, do not brute force.
Yeah, that's true. Our friends went to an escape room in Overland Park or something, and it was an hour long. You know, you have like an hour 50 some minutes to do it, and they said they completed it in 29 minutes, and they got out and they were just like, wait, is it really over though? Because this, like, they said they got out and they were in a room full of locked doors, but the locked doors were like to the other escape rooms. And they were like,
Yeah.
are we actually done with this? Because how in the world did we complete this that quickly? Or are we still in the puzzle and we, in the room and we've got to, like, do something else to uncover the ending? So it left them with this, like, weird, unsatisfied feeling at the end because they just beat it so
Good.
fast. The struggles of being really, really clever, huh? Oh, what's up, cat book? If I updated my thing, hope the file will save this time. Let's see. So I had the three pieces together, which is pretty cool. Maybe I should go look out the window again. It hasn't rained for a long time. When was the last time I went out with an umbrella? All right, red umbrella, where you at? Yeah, she has the red umbrella. Let's see. So I've done all the stuff. Empty paint cans with thick layers of dried paint on them. Okay, well, so I've done all that now. What's this? My college diploma. Too bad I didn't choose art as my major. Man, we've all been there. For real, though.
Although nobody says that part.
Well, not as an artist, maybe, but like...
Too bad I didn't get an artist degree.
You know, when I was going through college, I never ever thought that I'd look back and say, man, I wish I had gotten a marketing degree. Never ever would have thought that. Because I didn't think I liked marketing until I kind of learned some stuff about it. Because it's fun. It's like a video game. Okay. Vilos, what am I supposed to be doing?
Yes.
Um,
Okay. So
I...
you didn't grab anything after you put those together, right?
Correct.
You just put those 3 together.
Yeah, I had the 3. She said, it's raining a lot. How... You know, when was the last time I went out?
Can you do anything on the painting again?
Oops.
I'll paint later. Well...
Because we got to get the blue.
Yeah.
So, go back to your notebook then and check out those 3 things again.
Oh, this thing appeared.
Yeah.
So let's see, should I look for that, I guess? I mean, I really want to read that favorite novel with a red and yellow umbrella.
The one on your left.
What?
With the sign.
Oh, I see. Oh gosh.
So close.
Nailed it! Yep, that's the spot. Oh, man. Thank you. Oh, the teacups. Oh, which match my teacups. I wonder if there are any stories behind these 3 paintings. Nah, it's probably nothing. I'd bet.
Yeah, no connections at all.
Blue. It is a calm color, but melancholy at times. It's true. Blue is the color of water, which is the source of life, but it's also sad. Let's go. Cutscene! What is the connection between the old man and the man in the painting? It's anybody's guess. Yeah, man, this would be a fantastic game to play on the Switch.
Absolutely. I still intend to get it on Switch just so I can replay it a few times.
Yeah, it's raining outside. I'm gonna curl up under a blanket, have an extra cup of coffee. I mean, shoot, you just follow the routine that she uses to play this game. If they have like do they have a collector's edition? I mean, a physical edition for this?
Not exactly yet, but they do have actually. I don't know if it's still in stock, but they actually got a cassette tape created for the soundtrack.
Like that. So I want this. If this is Steel Reserve made by Tegan, I would say put that cassette tape in there that you just mentioned. If you could just get a cool yellow and red teacup, like look, if we're talking about physical things. But the third would just be to have the to-do list that's from this. But instead it's like, instead of fill out the resume, it's play the game. You know, play behind the scenes.
Here you go.
Wow, look at that strong jawline.
And you can't even fix it.
Is this a woman in white? Amber? What happened to her afterwards? Who is she? What happened between them? She's in color and he is not. Oh no.
It's gonna be a really good soundbite, by the way.
Okay.
Who is she?
I should put my mind to rest and focus on my art today.
Just no thoughts, head empty, painting.
All right.
All right, done, but it still needs some modifications. The endless patter of rain on the street creates a wordless song. Give me just a second to mess with some OBS stuff. I'm realizing I don't have the, Here we go, I got the list. So I can see when people follow and all that good stuff in case I miss it. Thanks again, Odysseus, for subbing right at the top of the show. For 10 dang months, man! Oh. Schedule disrupted by the sudden rain, he begins to look for a place to take cover from the rain. They rhymed rain with rain. Worried about getting her painting wet, she tries to find shelter from the rain. Oh, you can't have your painting outside? Oh, look at him. Rushing to take shelter under the same sign, the two of them have a chance encounter.
This is called a meet cute.
Love at first coffee. Love at first flog. Am I doing this right? This is what they mean when they say somebody's getting a flogging. They look at each other and smile, and then they start talking about nice
anything and
things.
everything during the wait.
Interesting. That's much more poetic than what I had said. They talk about things and stuff. They continued even after the sun had come out. Cute. What will happen next? Find out next time on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Guitar solo.
Pew, pew, pew.
She is so cute.
That's not
And sad.
That's not right.
What?
Hey! Are you alright? That's not good. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Did I fall off the building? What happened?
It got shuttered.
I can't see
The
anything.
window
Maybe I
did.
should turn on the light first. You got it. Click, clink. The light is on. Now I can see things clearly. The door's locked. I can't open it from the inside. Well, that's bad. Old photo piece. An old photo. In it is a painting of a field of flowers. The photo seems to have been taken in this room. Interesting. What happened to the room? Oh no, my painting! Everything's rained on. Someone painted over the original painting. Oh no. Where's that game I spilled on the floor? What's going on my computer here? How can I not remember the password? Where did I write it down? 911 1.
Wow, genius.
Oh man. 911 2. 9. Okay.
This is not the way we find out Tegan's passwords.
Let's see. There are blue arrows. Left. No, sorry. Down, right, up, left. Oh, now we're in full-blown puzzle mode, huh? Dots of different colors. Is there some
yeah.
kind of connection?
Fantastic.
This is how I would cast a spell. I'd go ha da 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 wop bop bop boo. Yeah, but it didn't work for some reason. Weird.
Some reason.
Let's come back to that.
Yeah.
Wait, is the answer here?
It's right there. So you got the radio, you got notebook, you got a toaster, and you got a cup. So you gotta look at those things and not draw that ridiculousness. What are you doing? No.
Wait, did I mess it up? Oh no, I messed it up. Wait, how do you draw this
Kinda
dang
there.
thing? Oh my gosh, I messed
You
it up.
start with the 2 lines in the middle, remember? Or sorry, you start with 3 lines and 3 lines, technically.
How do I...
You're getting there though. You don't go that far though.
Okay. Mulligan.
You just go straight down, and then you finish with your sharp points. Good job. That's exactly what we need.
I can't wrap my head around how that works right now. Oh, it's not deleting that?
It thinks it's a legitimate try, but yeah, no.
This seems
All right.
so
Cassette
close.
player, notebook, toaster, and cup. Let's go back to those.
That's unreasonable. Oh, hey, what do you know? The cassette is gone. And I don't
Wild.
remember these yellow arrow markings. Have I tried password? Oh, you know what? Let's go back.
Up, up, diagonal left. Hey.
Hey! Down, up, right.
Nope.
Or sorry, down,
You just fucked
right.
that
Oh, really?
up.
What?
Go back to it. You said it wrong completely the first time.
It was down, right, up, left. Yeah, I did say it wrong, but I
Down, right, up, left.
I did it right though. Oh.
Wow. You should not have gotten credit for that
No,
one, but
no,
okay.
that was what I meant though. The game knew what I meant.
Right. Toaster.
Okay, toaster, what's up? Someone moved the plate and there were some strange markings on the toaster. Okay.
Diagonal right, down, down.
And then what was the final thing? The teacup?
Yeah.
Oh, my plate! Okay, you would not be able to pick up that plate like that. It's clearly shattered. Green arrows, they're all crazy.
So 10, 3, what is it? 10, 3, 8, 3? If you're
like
looking at
7,
a
3.
clock there. Something like that.
Or yeah, 8-3. I was all mixed up.
Yeah.
Let's go. And
Huh?
we did it. 16-18, but why these 4 numbers? Well, if anybody in chat can think of what we could possibly use 4 numbers for, let me know. I'm gonna go drink some coffee.
Nice.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Please consider me. Print. Where's your printer at, though? Wow, it's all wireless? This is incredible.
Somehow.
So this is a sci-fi game.
Yes.
Okay, now we just need one more piece.
Get away from there.
My painting. The figures in the painting are all blurry.
Oh, there's
Not
a new
good.
door there. Accurate.
A lack. Was there a door here before? A red umbrella has been painted on it. Man, this, it's nice having my own room for streaming, but boy, it sure gets warm in here fast. I've been pretty warm for a while. If the heat shows up again, like it did last year, I'm gonna be in trouble. There was actually, when we had just first moved into our now former apartment, here in Seattle, as I've talked about at length, there's no air conditioning or ceiling fans here because it's normally not hot enough for those things to matter. Like normally you can just throw your windows open and it's fine because it feels great outside. Like it usually stays in the 80s during the height of summer, mostly. But it was so hot when we first moved in, like near, right after the E3 hangouts and Discord and all that stuff that we did, that I was actually nervous to turn my computer on because when my computer was off, the glass on it was hot to the touch. That's how hot it was in the apartment. because I've never been in a place indoors where it was just the same temperature inside as outside, which was like 100 degrees. But yeah, really hoping to avoid that, because if that stuff shows up again, we do have AC in this house, but like this house is falling apart, and I don't know how much I trust the AC in here. All back.
This is all for Tegan to get chat to subscribe. Tier 3, tier 9,000, I don't know.
Because your tier 3 subscriptions upgrade my cooling system so I can bring streams to you in the height of summer. Everybody knows the height of summer, you either need a watermelon helmet, like in Don't Starve, or liquid cooling in your computer. You gotta have at least one of those. Oh, I'm supposed to say my name, I'm sure. Let's see.
I love that it took you to flip to the AM.
You know, because the Q really had me on my toes, you know? The Q, I'm like, this could be anything. Amber, that's her name.
You better go in.
This is pretty spoopy, man.
What?
What is this place? What are these paintings?
That room is impossible.
Because I'm asking, like, where's the ladder she used to put those up? Oh, cute. Is this my kitchen? Looks like it. I can paint in here. Might need to think. Okay, so I'll go back into the kitchen to check that out. There's clearly something. There's something that goes in that corner.
Uh-huh.
It's the painting entitled "The Man, the Woman, and the Street." Let's give you red. We do know that. What?
You don't know that.
Oh no.
He was not red.
Oh,
Sir.
I was red. I was red. I mean, or whoever this is. Wink, wink. You are yellow. Perfect. You know what else was yellow? Wow, amazing.
Is that the moon?
It's the moon. At the height of night. Note from Amber with blue circle. Glad your cat is fine. Wasn't expecting her to jump so far. BTW, it was nice meeting you. See, that BTW, they didn't even invent the BTW phrase.
Listen,
until
a millennial
like,
is saying that right now, so I
2050.
I cannot.
They have been brought closer by the rain. Perhaps they wish time could stop at that moment forever.
Yes, please.
All right.
I want that meet cute.
Oh, okay, didn't mean to do that.
Wow, you just messed
Oh
it
boy, you know, once you start, you just can't stop. Maybe there's a clue somewhere. I'm pretty sure there was another one of these. Oh, come on. Hey! And
all.
another
Just
one.
make it huge.
Of those. Oh? Really?
That's not right.
Not the right spot.
I mean,
it looks
you
a
still
little
have the
strange.
notebook.
Oops, I didn't mean to back out. I do indeed have the notebook. Oh, it's a little to the side. Okay. Oh, I gotta skirt. Okay, eat. There we go. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Much better.
Oh gosh, there's more. There must have been one here. Oh gosh.
That's not right.
That's pretty big. Wait, what else is there? Two.
Pedal.
Aha. Vilos.
Just filling the whole empty space.
You know, it's like you put it on the bumpers when you go bowling. What's up, Note? I finally finished it. I got my inspiration from that place. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Shall we meet at my place? Amber.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's like a Resident Evil font right there.
Yes.
Everything's all spooky and like, except the yellow would be red.
Looks like it's in motion. That's the best part.
Yeah. It's the familiar sunflower. It was one of her paintings. Sup, kitty? Wait, really? It's the cat who connects them. I don't have white paint.
All right.
Yeah, we'll come back later.
Wait, you don't have white paint? You don't need white paint, sir.
Well, I mean, but there's a thing on my
You have
easel or whatever.
a well, yeah, but you have a note for this though.
Oh, I could add the yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Tail, left arm, left ear. Lol.
Pirate cat.
Heck yeah. Let's go. Now that's a familiar cat. Everybody knows that cat. So glad to have met you on that rainy day. No, it's wonderful to be friends with someone who shares the same interests. We should go sketching sometime. Aw, cute. That asymmetrical white and orange pattern. This cat was there when we met. Whoa. On the walls hang numerous paintings. Bordered by the walls is a ceiling so high I can't see the top. Ah!
That would be so scary.
Yeah, that's existential crisis just waiting to
Like,
happen.
regardless of what is even in the paintings, it would be frightening.
Just double checking that I don't have a painting somehow of my kitchen.
Getting that process.
Well, I thought there was going to be something up here. What else do we know? There's a green countertop and a red. Some red plates. And a green piece of something on the wall. Oh, shoot. Well, best I can do is a tiny green something. Come on.
Just the whole ass square.
Hey! For some reason, it's more complete now. Did I just... Wait. And now it's gone? Oh, heck. Did the other ones stay? Those stayed. Did I mess this up? Is this my kitchen? Wait, why did it...
You did do something wrong. I don't know what, but yeah, I don't know why.
Nailed it. Looking good.
Looking good. Okay, so there is something else, really?
Oh, I just painted on the... Can I... What, do I just finish painting this? Oh gosh, why are you letting me do this game? What else is there?
I don't remember that being incomplete. Oh, yellow for the top plate. Try that. Mm.
Maybe there's a clue somewhere? I mean, that green thing isn't even in my actual kitchen. I mean, right? Okay, but the other ones are done. We've got that, those, and then there's nothing. What's this? Locations of the signatures seem to be connected to the geometric shapes. Maybe I should give it a try. Oh, okay. We have the shapes on... Here we go. Red is rainy day. Yellow is inspiration. Blue... I'm not sure. Okay, well, let's see what we can do with this. I think that's red. Didn't expect your cat to jump. Oh gosh, there are more colors. Oh, we brute forced it. Let's go. I didn't quite mean for that to happen. White paint. White is the color of purity and perfection. Well, I mean,
there you go.
Kitchen drawing. Oh, let's go. Looks familiar. I don't recognize the cupboard. Same, Amber. Okay, well now we got it in our notes, so let's muck up the place again. Oh, cutscene. Oops.
Now, when you say muck up the place.
There we go. And let's just guess. I think it was white on top. I said white on top.
I'm pretty...
And yellow down here. Hey! Wow.
Huh?
I am such a good escape painter. This isn't how I remembered
Wow.
it was. Maybe I should check the kitchen again. All right, to the kitchen. We're gonna walk out there and the PT ghost is gonna jump out at us.
Yes.
Oh, hello. Did I paint this? It looks exactly the same
But
as the one
Probably
in the
should
photo.
have checked the kitchen first, though.
No, no, no. It's better to get sidetracked
Instead of losing
before you
focus.
finish the quest. Same illustration. I think I know what the images on the left should be.
Tegan.
What?
This is slow. Slow mouse over here.
You know?
Oh my god.
Maybe it's all cats. Okay, okay. Blue is cat, so let's do that. Oops. Well, it already was cat, and I clicked away from it. Blue is cat. This is the rain,
Really?
and that's the inspiration. Great. The images represent on the stuff. Okay, cool. Oh, it's a kitty. What's up? Familiar scene with unfamiliar arrangements. Am I the one in the photo? A cassette player. Could it be that painting high on the wall? Whoa! Who's in there? There's somebody in here. Don't come in. High on the wall. The cassette player in the painting seems to be mine. Ah ha ha ha!
Another great rendition.
Oh, well. Might need to think about this some more. Wow, what a foolish thing to say. Alright, cassette player. You have any secrets to tell me? Hmm? Nope. What's up, painting? My laptop with a red splotch on the back. Okay, so... Oh no, this painting too! My paintings! They've melted, but why? Let's... Oh, I cannot touch this again. Wow, I backed out, and now I can't do it. There's a metaphor here. You gotta shoot your shot.
Wow.
Man, those sounds, it's like a Nancy Drew game. You can't tell if the footsteps are you or someone sneaking up on you. Alright, cassette player, where you at though? There's clearly something that belongs here. And it's not yellow. It might be red, I messed that up a lot, so it's hard to tell. Not blue, I was gonna say,
Your
yeah.
powers of deduction.
I mean, there was yellow over there. You know, you're supposed to be white.
But you still have a notebook.
But there's not a dang picture. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.
Oh wow.
Well, we all need a buddy, you know? That's why you can't do this alone. This game is too hard, that's what I say. No, just kidding. I just when I get streaming, I lose most of my attention to detail unless it's like competitively oriented. Okay, so I did the thing. Hello. Will something happen to the cassette player as well? Just like the kitchen, perhaps? I should check it again. Yeah, let's do that.
It's back.
White cassette is different from the one I usually play. I wonder what kind of music it has. Or it's just like... Okay, so if the music could be anything, but it could only be the wrong, not what she was listening to before, what would be on this tape?
Like grunge.
The Doom soundtrack. Rip and tear. The radio station here was giving away tickets. Apparently there's a Jane's Addiction and Smashing Pumpkins concert and tour going on. They kept playing a whole bunch of songs by those two artists that I have never heard before. And
Nice.
I guess I like Jane's Addiction now. That's not a sentence I'd ever anticipated to say. Just a lot of stuff I'd never heard anything like before. Oh, be careful! Look out! Or you'll be spirited away.
Wow.
Cute. Vilos, we were there.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I can look around. I love it. Oh, heck yeah. That's, before Bluetooth speakers. This music in this view. Heck yeah. Memories. Am I the one who's painting? Yeah, she's the one on the left.
Obviously.
Dude, look at this animation. I love this. Person I used to know very well. I wonder how many years have passed since that day. A window of opportunity! That window, is that where I think it is? Coffee! Oh, did she work at the coffee shop? Oh, the little red umbrella from the laptop. I used to work here often. Our chance encounters in the cafe gradually became an unspoken routine. This is where we took shelter from the rain, where we always met, and where we came up with this password. Oh, that's fun. Chat, you see this? Her password is 1618. I love that. Achievement unlocked. The kiss.
Oh.
I gotta figure out actually how to turn my notifications off on here, because my friends will log on to play stuff, and I'm like, maybe you don't want that broadcast.
Bruh.
The music played by this white cassette is my favorite. How could I forget? Let's play that favorite song of ours. Jane says something,
No.
something, something.
Don't ruin the moment.
Oh, sorry. I remember the view. No, yeah, the view outside the window. Oh my gosh, is this actually the view outside the window? No, because, they were definitely in the city. But that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Gosh, look, oh man. It's gorgeous. And a cool pond, some hilly mountains, fast-moving weather and wind. Ah. This is the place. Every little moment I had here, I wanted to paint it all. Yeah, man, you see stuff like this, and that does make you want to become an artist. This is where he and I made many sketches together. It became my favorite place. It says, no, ruin the moment. I heard you wouldn't. Is that a challenge? Oh, I'll ruin it. This is the final and most important color. Oh, purple's a great color. Dun da 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 da.
That is a lavender.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. You know, those plants are called purples. Purple. This is my color. Purple's a good color. Purple is second only to orange, but there's a lot of times where purple's better than orange. That final painting, I haven't finished it yet. Oh, let's heckin' do it! I have all the required colors. Now I can finish. Oh no.
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 Maybe I didn't remember the details correctly. Oh, was it the one back there?
No, you
Yes.
had it on the... Go back to the back tabs. Eh.
Ah, thank you. Alright, let's get that perp.
Hmm. Uh-huh.
Aha. Through my paintbrush, I'll remind myself to never forget these moments again. Oh man, well he's sick across the way, and her memory is either bad or she's intentionally forgotten it because of probably tragedy. Either way, very sad.
It's all coming together.
Yeah. What are humans but electricity and a bunch of memories? Chemicals, electricity, and memories. Oh, what's up, Bats? Sparkly. I mean, I know you wrote that a little bit ago because I am distracted with, you know, Vilos will tell you I have such good focus that, you know,
Constantly.
I was just constantly so focused on what I was doing and not goofing around. Oops. That I somehow missed something in chat. It's anybody's guess how that happened. Oops. Was this one? I think this was all yellow, right? And then there was yellow, probably the sun?
That's not right.
Nope, stone. Oh, yellow box, red circle, and blue outline. Okay. Bats, how you doing? I haven't been able to watch as much Twitch lately, but I just assume that you're over there doing your Dead by Daylight and horror adjacent streaming.
Hmm.
They actually played another very popular game recently.
I know there was Evil Dead a little bit ago. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. What game was that? I need to get a shout out thing. I mean, even though Bat's just hanging out in chat, I do love a good shout out command. Oh, that one's also purple. That's why.
Played a little bit of that Overwatch thing.
Oh. When we started the stream, my buddies who I used to game with all the time, my old friends, they've been jumping in to play Rogue Company and Overwatch with us. And they're like, yo, you want to play? I was like, I just started streaming, but there is always someone in Discord looking for a group. Let's see, green, and this I think was blue. The Lonely Mountains. And what else is there? Oh, these, I actually have to paint these white. I see. There we go. That white makes it pop. We did it! Beautimus. Bringing everything back to life. Now I remember that day and that song. I invited him over and showed him my painting before I went to New York. Knock, knock, knock. Hello? Every time I opened the door and saw him, I couldn't help but smile. We talked about our works and shared our dreams as usual. My work was accepted. Congratulations! Fun. Cute. Support. Jack! That's the J name. 6. Chapter 6. What up, Jay? Is it a backwards J? What if I make a backwards Jack? Oh. Am I supposed to do this? Oh, that's it. Oh gosh. Oh. Game? Why is my mouse not moving? Oh gosh, okay. Well, let's just really make sure it knows that I did not do that on accident. I love how high the frame rate is for me moving this. Like,
Yeah, you're doing the VTuber stuff right there.
oh my gosh. Oh, okay, it's doing this weird thing. I hope this gives it to me. It's doing this weird thing where when I fail this, it's putting my cursor. Come on. Okay, J.
I think it's just wanting you to fill it out a little bit more, but
That's already been
it's
written.
already
Okay.
been written, so.
So I'll try to draw the A then. We did it! And K. It's a beautiful K. That's not right.
It's not good enough.
Okay, well. Okay. Come on. We did it! It just says the A wasn't backwards enough the first time.
It's true.
Oh, that's wonderful. Jack. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Man, I'm just nervous he's sick, and, you know, I just want him to be happy. I don't want it to get to the part where it tells me that bad things happened. Is that you two? No, she has black hair, right? Actually, I don't know now. Oh, these are just people. Right. Look at all these people who showed up to look at his artwork. Or her artwork? To focus on my art, I will paint the most beautiful sceneries. What do you say, Jack? Aw. Fun. Well, that's nice. What a nice, you know, comfort food, uplifting-ish kind of beautiful story. That's
I
great.
loves it.
So
And so I
this-
guess you probably have to finish it in order to get to the updated content, because I don't know exactly what the updated content is, but I know something about, I believe you can also play as Jack
Really?
in some way.
You play, once you beat it the first time, you play the whole game backwards. Hey, it's our boy Van
Oh,
Gogh.
and this is the song. This is a great song. This is actually on one of my Spotify playlists.
Who is it? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't remember the name right off the top of my head. It'll be in here though.
No doubt. Yeah, just she was very pregnant. Oh, this is great. All these famous paintings. Let's turn up the game audio a little.
The color you love the most.
sign. Close eyes and count to 3. Then make the wish with the colors you love the most. Your big mark in the way to the place where the story just began.
So yeah, the singer is Yusheng Wang. Right there.
Boom. Well, wonderful. So all the paintings were actually his. Oops. Well, I guess that's not true. They were both painters. The painting was signed by Jack, implying that he was the painter. Yes?
Yes. He painted her specific
Right.
painting, at least. And he painted some of his memories, and she painted hers.
Odysseus says, Vilos, everyone's on Rogue Company, so if you want to check out Cultist Sim, I can start a new run. Well, cool. I was thinking about playing Spelunky here on stream, but I think I might save that. Depending on the weekend goes, I might do a surprise stream, but I don't want to promise anything that I don't want to make a promise I can't keep. But I would like to put a little bit more live Spelunky on here, because I know I'm going to, actually first I'm going to turn the game on with that. I know I'm going to upload some Spelunky clips and stuff here in the next, soon, and maybe for a little while. I've thought about maybe just doing a daily run and uploading the whole run as a challenge to myself, maybe doing that 2 or 3 times a week. But I haven't decided. But what I do know is that Spelunky 2 is the kind of game that makes me want to play a lot more of it, but not all at once. Kind of like Hades, you know? Like, I think the sign of a good roguelike is being able to play it in bite-sized pieces. It's like, we always joke about Nintendo being like, hey, maybe go outside. Maybe take a break. And I think the sign of a good roguelike is a loop that makes you want to play for a little while and then say, you know what? I'm going to come back later. I'm not going to just completely eat this entire thing. I'm just going to take a bite.
And
Well,
again,
cool.
for anybody that may be watching this on YouTube later, this was Behind the Frame by Silver Lining Studio, published by Devolver Digital. Or sorry, not Devolver Digital. I just messed that up for YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Published by Akupara Games, which is phenomenal and almost to the quality of Devolver. But Akupara is fantastic. We love them for a whole lot of titles.
Mm-hmm.
And again, thanks to them for providing us the game code for this. And let's go ahead before we do a final farewell. Hit that anywhere to see if the additional content does come up.
Oh, I see. Press anywhere to start. New game select chapter settings. Let's check our settings again just in case.
There was actually a thing that said Jack. Never mind. On your left here.
Oh, boom.
Yeah.
Just like you
there
said.
we go. Like, we don't have to play through this part because I honestly don't know how long this part is. But
well, if it's just the J, it might only be 1 chapter.
could be.
Because while the other ones were numbered, well, and of course it could be a long chapter. But I'm cool to play the rest of this right now, if you're cool with that.
Yeah. She's a happy
What up,
kitty.
kitty? Oh yeah, kitty had a kitty. You guys hungry? Oh heck yeah, they are. You've gained quite some weight. You were so small and muddy when I took you in. That's the trick. You get well fed and you no longer you lose all your mud, you know. Oh. Click click. Oh, now what do I do? Oh, I have to pull it up. Oh, that's funny. Now kitties come running. All right, now we'll set it on here. All right, kitties, get your tuna slap. We know you love that stuff. All right, so eat. Do the cats need coffee? Let's see here. My writing desk. Memories of our creative moments. Some wood carvings from before. I like to carve when I'm not painting. I always thought wood carving was cool. I don't necessarily care that much about the final product. I just think it would be a fun, like, I think whittling appeals to me. A piece of my recent work that I'm quite happy with. What is this? Lavender reminds me of my hometown. Oh, so this is, I assumed that was for coffee because my head was, you know, thinking about coffee.
Lol.
Can I water? Heck yeah, I can. Oh god, we've overwatered them! I hope it stays ever so lively. Bro, you can't stack your flower pot that you just watered on top of some books.
Yeah, that plate's not enough to stop the water.
No way. If you get distracted for just 1 second while you're pouring that thing. You know, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna feed this water. Oh, let me watch some Twitch real quick. Oh no! This is a draft. I should check the sketch first. Cute. Alright, mostly green on both sides. We got some, or sorry, blue on both sides. I say things out loud and in my head that don't match. Like, I get everything straight, but they just, if you followed the things I said, you would do everything wrong. Blue on both sides, greenery, yellow hill, everything else is white. So let's do blue on both sides. I'm going to turn this game audio back up again because this music sure is nice. We have a classical station here, just like most cities have a classical station on the radio. And it's really nice when I want to listen to something, but I just don't know what I'm in the mood for. Because I rarely think, boy, I sure could go for some classical music right now. But when I just, especially when I need to just decompress and not,
Yeah.
you know, like if I'm looking to listen to music, but I don't want to care about the music. Classical music sure is great for that. This is probably wrong. That's probably green, right? Yeah, okay, I'm sure that's green.
I think so.
Well, maybe. Like, it's hard to tell if that's
bottom was
correct
yellow.
or right or wrong, you know? What'd you say?
I'm pretty sure that the whole hill was yellow,
Oh, you're right.
except for that bottom
Which
left.
I do not have, apparently, so we're going to have to go find yellow paint. So you've never seen this before?
Correct.
Cool. So we had some more green down here. I still remember the day we listened, the song we listened to that day. I like how there's yellow showing up on here, even though I don't have yellow paint. Was that a knock at the door? Oh gosh, where's the door? It was right here. I did a full 360. Goodness. Okay. To Jack from Amber. She sent me a letter. 1618. Even in New York, she's still as cheerful as ever. Cute. What is 1618? 418? Yeah. Wait. Yeah. I'm like, how do I do basic math? You know, I can count to 10, but once you get past there, you lost me. Dear Jack, sorry for the late update, but I'm finally all settled in New York. I've been meaning to write to you since I arrived. Everything is new to me. Man, moving to a new place really is wild. Like, how every single thing that you took for granted is new. Really, it's wild. The city is full of fancy buildings and interesting folks. Wish you were here. Smiley face with a giant smiley. The joint exhibition opens next month, so wish me luck. P.S. Check out my photos. Cats in New York are really chubby. See, that's what I'm talking about. she's like, yo, these cats though. Back home, we thought only our cats were fat, but here,
That's it.
Chonk City, you know, New Chonk City. They remind me of Ginger and Biscuit. I miss them. How are you all doing? PPS, you said you had a hard time getting yellow paint. There's a tube of it in my paint box. You know the combination. Looking forward to hearing from you, Amber. You know what? I bet I know the combination.
Nuh-uh.
Nine, one, one, one.
Son of a-
Call back. Let's see. It was 16, 18.
Yeah.
Eater. Hey. It's nice that it showed. It said 16, 18 in the note. So if I had waited to play this until later, or in your case, if you went back later, you could still easily solve
True.
the puzzle. All right, yellow paint. I know what to do with that. Heck yeah, I do. All right, we're just gonna speed
Look
paint.
at that skill.
Ear. Nailed it. Couldn't done it without her paint. Gotta thank her properly.
Aw, yeah.
Got some ideas I should write back to Amber. Where do I start? Scritch. Done. Dear Amber,
Oh, God.
glad you're doing so well in New York. You look as energetic as usual. The cats and I miss you very much. We hope to see you soon. Scribbly dibble.
Looks a little bit more like a sorry.
Yeah, it does.
See you sorry.
Sorry. It doesn't feel right. I'll come back later. What?
Your emotions are not completely in check yet.
I have stormy emotions.
Yeah, so.
I envy Millet or Millie
Melee.
Malay for his success. Not the best time to go out. There's still things to do. You know, you don't get a lot of windows like this anymore. That's for sure. Not in the United States. Let's see. There's our sweet plant. The scent of lavender calms my mind. Lizzie, if you're still listening, what's that plant that smells so good that we saw at the botanical garden? Do you use it in cooking? It's not thyme. What the heck was it? But I keep finding potted plants of whatever the heck that plant is, where you can rub it with your hands. It's like soft, not quite
You're
like
trying to
lamb's ear,
like,
but
like a hibiscus.
no, it's like a super rosemary. She popped her head in the door. Yeah, rosemary. Yeah, fresh, actual. The plant of rosemary smells so good. Let's see, a piece of my recent work that I'm quite happy with. Yeah, it looks good. What else do we have? Hi, kitty. They're asleep. How horrible. How adorable! I didn't even listen to what I was saying. They're asleep. How terrible.
I can't get over the baby being biscuit.
Sleeping cats or happy cats? Amber's gonna love this. While writing letters in the future is cool, scribble technology is incredible. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. These cans are making my cats fat. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I'd rather my cats be emaciated.
Okay. I should paint, maybe? No. Should I write again? Am I inspired? Sketch of the cats would put her in a good mood. Oh, okay.
There
I'm
we
inspired. Dear Amber. Oh. Okay, so we already know what all this says. Oh, no we don't. Hope to follow in your
just gotta
footsteps.
replace it, sorry.
Glad you're doing well in New York. I hope to follow in your footsteps one day. I don't have a camera, but I drew the cats for you. They're doing fine. Cute. Jack. Alright, let's put that in the envelope. Put that in the envelope. Signed, sealed, delivered. Ooh, a good old wax
Oh,
seal.
yeah.
Hell yeah. J, be a J. Let's go. Will she write back?
Yeah, she's gonna send sketch to nudes.
Oh gosh.
How it
That's what
works,
that
man.
wax seal's for. You know somebody opened it. That's the only way. I mean, when I send nudes, I wax seal it every time.
Absolutely.
I feel like somebody could make like a Snapchat competitor that's for nudes that's called like wax seal or something.
It's very obtuse, but you know, the ones that get it, get it.
You know, it's for when you want to send nudes but feel really classy.
Okay.
You want to be like, I'm horny, but I also watch Game of Thrones. Let's see, lots of blue, red everywhere else. Okay, there's a lot to paint in here. Let's paint the frames first. The trim. Oh, kind of overdid it there. Okay. There we go. Boom.
Jack's painting often showed a lack of discipline.
Whoa!
Like there's artistic drip, I'm quite sure, but like this is a lot.
It's like, bro, you gotta have, what's it called? Like paint discipline? Something? I don't know. I'm sure there's a word for it. Any sort of consideration for your
Like-
craft.
That left side is brown, so we don't have that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So red, red on the bottom. The red on the bottom's already there. Oh, you're talking about the brown. And then the left side is also brown. Okay. So let's come back later. I need my red paint. Yep, sure. Gotta find it so I can finish cleaning. Oh no, my plant! Come back to life! No!
Oh damn.
Oh, gosh, well, you know.
Didn't even give you the opportunity.
Oh, lavender branch. It's wilted, but it still smells great. It might have said. Well, that's a bummer. When's the last time I carved wood? Ginger is getting old and spends more time resting. Aw, she purr.
Oh, by the way, it said the lavender smells like sunshine.
Oh, okay. Lavender does smell like sunshine. They're not hungry yet, but I'll prep the meal anyway. Oh, you know they're waking up as soon as I open that.
Oh yeah. Deadpool says F in chat for the plant.
Thank you, Temple. Oh, yeah, we were out of Estus flasks or whatever. Crimson flasks. Okay, Kitty's eating. Ginger and Biscuit both love this brand. Yeah, this is completely unrealistic. No cat is ever sitting here while tuna was just opened and put on the plate.
Maybe she just loves her baby that much.
No cat loves her baby that much. I should put things where they belong, maybe it said. There we go. The combination reminds me of the wonderful time we spent together. Red is the color of passion and action. Action Jackson, that's why I wore my red shirt today. For passion. Dead cats will, and another F in chat. Rip. Oh no! Oh, you just say the cat's dead? Banned. Deadpool. More like, well, no, that's accurate. Never give up on painting the finest scenery. Vilos, that's the name of the game. They said it.
They said it.
They said incredible. Finally, we've been able to take a look behind the frame, the finest scenery. Wheat field blowing in the wind. Seems like just yesterday. Let's see. Do we need any more inspiration? My writing desk. Oh, we got the red paint. So let's use it. Paint, 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 paint. You know, I'm thinking about it. Odysseus, we haven't played Rainbow Six Extraction in a little bit. I should pay more attention here. What, do I paint the ground? Extraction's a game that, like, I really want to play, but I just keep forgetting about it. Also, just don't have as much time to play everything, because everybody's playing Rogue Company and Overwatch, which I love. When the squad's online. A knock at the door, the mailman again? That's what the scribble sorry is for. Or the... Oh, hi, mailman. I've still got
It's on
some
the floor, bro.
paintings to do. So many letters. Is there a greetings from New York? Recommendation letter from the professor. I probably shouldn't turn it down again. It's time, Jack. Signed, your professor, Wibbledy-boop.
Very accurate way to say it.
What's this one? Rent, maybe. Or paint, maybe. Dear tenant, your rent in the amount of 600 euros is due immediately. Your cooperation in the matter is appreciated.
Ouch, that's like, what,
It's
$900?
Oh, a leaf! A dry maple leaf, tinged by time with red and yellow. Dang. Props to the mailman for getting this through in one piece. Dear Jack, how have you been? I just got an opportunity to hold my first solo exhibition. I'm thrilled but also very nervous. Autumn in New York is just gorgeous. The glamorous and bustling streets are now tinged with a golden yellow, much like yellowed photos from years gone. But the seasons change, a new year will come, and memories will be made again. Stay warm while it's getting cold outside, my dear friend. Here's the piece of autumn I kept for you. Oh, cute. Tinges of red and yellow. I think I've got an idea. Let's see. The setting sun leaves an afterglow of time. Time waits for no one. Oh gosh, how did it not delete that? Oh my gosh, delete it! Delete it!
It's finally getting back.
Oh my gosh. Did it delete or did it add stuff? Oh my gosh.
It actually added, wow.
It did?
That's wild. Yeah.
Well,
it added to the square bit.
you know, it's hard to remember what it looks like when you
I mean, you still need to look at the freaking notebook.
find scenery. Yeah, but he said he wanted the... Well, now I can tell that the yellow was definitely added, but... I think I need to add the red. I've already painted this part. And that part.
Just cover it all.
Can you tell where I'm supposed to paint?
I guess maybe you didn't add enough. You didn't add the yellow to that right side blue, too.
Come on. Come on. Oh, jeez.
Because she said golden yellow, didn't she?
Yeah, yellow and red. Well, she said yellow in the thing. Okay.
Okay, so it was
that looks
literally
different,
just
right?
turning. It was literally just covering all the red parts in yellow. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I've already painted this part. Oh, okay. Boom. All right. Well, thank you. Amber always inspires me with her letters. How do I thank her? Paint your lips red and give the letter a smooch. Maybe don't do that. Got some ideas. Dear Amber, I'm scribbling on this paper. I hope you can read it. I'm doing fine, but Ginger is getting old and has less energy now. But I'm always here, so there's nothing to worry about. The professor wrote another recommendation letter for me. I know you would want me to go for it, but I'm not sure if I'm good enough. Yeah, that and Back for Blood, yeah. If I had to choose between playing Back for Blood or Extraction, though, I'm picking Back for Blood. There's certainly nothing wrong with Extraction, and I kind of wish that I wish more people made a big deal about it. I think it's definitely worth playing.
True.
But Back
By the
for
way,
Blood was good stuff.
B4B actually got some free updates like 2 days ago, I think.
Oh.
So
Okay, I could check that out again real soon.
that actually doesn't require anything besides Game Pass, because otherwise the expansion still is a paid thing.
Yeah. Shoot, maybe Back for Blood by itself is reason enough. Well, and Extraction. Maybe those two games are reason enough for me to keep paying for Game Pass. 'Cause most of the stuff I'm playing right now is just stuff I already own. Dear Amber, everything's good here, as it usually is. It's starting to drizzle occasionally. The leaves are also turning yellow. By the way, thank you for the maple leaf. It has inspired me. Send her this lavender as well.
Oh.
I'm sending this to you because my plant's doing so well, it made extra lavender to send to you. It's overproducing. It's a problem, really. It's almost too healthy.
She writes back like, wow, that's impressive, alright.
That's crazy. I can't wait to see how healthy your lavender plant is when I get home.
Exactly.
Alright, check the mail. So much mail. Coffee. Stop by for a while and you'll find it worthwhile. Okay, they rhymed while with while just like they, used rain twice in a row earlier. EOS Cafe opening soon. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not actually criticizing any of that. I just think it's funny because you don't see it written like that very often. Hypermarket ad. 30% off all items. Wow, we should go. Is that the next DLC?
Hypermarket, yeah.
Woo! Sorry, all this lavender's got me sneezy. The finest scenery gallery showcase. Dear Jack, we would like to extend a warm invitation to you to submit your artwork for this gallery showcase. We admire your excellent command of painting and your unique artistic language. Your participation will enrich this exhibition. The theme of this exhibition is the finest scenery. Please submit your interpretation of the finest scenery in life. Opening date, Tuesday, August 11th, and we sincerely look forward to your participation. This is big. I'll have to do my best. Haven't heard from Amber in a while. How's she doing? Finest scenery. I'm familiar with this theme. There we go. Red and white. Let's do that first. Oh.
It actually looks like it wants you to do a whole lot of red, yeah.
Oh, look, it fills in everything. Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
nice.
Okay, actually, this is kind of
Lucked out.
nice. This is kind of nice. Anything I missed? Nope. Wow, beautiful. A rainy scene that I remember so well, but I'm not sure if I can say it's finished. Well, man,
Gotta
it's
get
really
that gold.
coming down out there. Bro, you gotta shut your window!
Nice.
Plant, how you doing, man? I guess I don't have to water this anymore.
Non-existent.
Oh no! Kitty! I hope she made it to winter. Where's Biscuit? Oh no! That means we lost LeChonk. Biscuit's lunch is ready. Biscuit! Yeah, Biscuit will find his way over here. 1916? Well, that's just crazy. Oh, sad. Guess I'll take a walk. Oh, did I hear a meow? Thought I did. Biscuit, you out here? Bro, you
Yeah.
gotta shut your windows, man. Sup, kitty? Cute. Out here for some fresh air, huh? Oh. Cool.
Oh yeah, well, later Right.
What's that?
Odyssey said he's gotta go.
Oh, I got you. Have fun arting. We will have fun arting. There's a farting joke in there somewhere. It's really low hanging. Anyway, it blew right by me. Odysseus, thanks for hanging out, man, and thanks for the sub earlier. I'm glad I could make a fart joke to commemorate the first 10-month sub that we've ever had. Appreciate you. Can I climb in there? Oh, I see a red balloon in there. Let me check it out.
Oh my god. Crossover.
Oh, look at this. The tenacity of life. What in tarnation is growing in the middle of winter like that? Beautiful sapling. I should appreciate the little things in life. Well, yeah, I guess if it's a sapling, it might actually grow. You know, there's a lot of stuff I love about Don't Starve, but it's always weird to me that the saplings never grow up. The saplings stay saplings forever. Some of the forests will straight up petrify after long enough. They'll turn to stone, but the dang saplings, they're saplings forever.
Nice.
Alright, let's go back home, I think. I think that's our inspiration. Oh, hello. Is that who I think it is? Amber? Come back. Snow's really coming down. It's close today. I guess I'll just wait it out here. We are underneath the sign. Oh, hello. I still see her in my mind. He misses her. Wonder what she's doing now. She's still working hard for her goal, like what she said in her letters. She always stays true to herself. What about me? We used to talk about our dreams. What was my dream back then? Oh boy, oh boy. Do I have to leave? Oh yes, I do have to leave.
Yeah. What about directly behind you?
Oh, that's what my cursor looks like when I move. I was like, why does it change? But I can't use it when I look at it. Oh, I just needed to keep clicking, I guess. I got an achievement for that, so...
Nice.
Still closed? Okay. Well, starting
There's gotta
to...
be another arrow here.
Starting to get confused. What if I don't click on you? Or are you gonna disappear? Oh, she disappeared.
There you go.
Okay. There are beautiful things you notice only when you let go. Snow. I'm using one of those white colored pencils.
Oh, you completely erased it.
Wow, rude.
R.I.P.
Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. That's what should play in the cassette tape. Baby, come back. The snow has stopped. Letter from Amber. You are cordially invited to a solo exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA. Amber, solo exhibition opening this day. Long-awaited invitation. New York is just so far away. For the exhibition, the finest scenery. You always remind me not to give up on what I truly love.
Always doing it.
Oh, it's her. He's doing the thing. Perhaps the finest scenery is not scenery at all. Thank you for reminding me of all this. Dear Amber, congratulations on your solo exhibition. I wish I could attend, but I have other engagements that day. I'm sure it's going to be a success. Best wishes. Check.
Bro, you gotta go.
Bro. Didn't even send a cool memento. You know what you gotta do? That sapling inspired you out there? You gotta run out there and pull it.
For real.
And put it in the envelope and say, look, this thing was alive when I sent it. How was it when you found it?
That's not where I thought it was going.
Knock, knock, knock. Mail time, mail time, mail time. Maestro Jack, we would like to express our gratitude to you for recommending artists. They are a truly wonderful addition to the exhibition. Your renowned painting, Snowy Scene, once again received wide acclaim. We sincerely look forward to working with you again in the future. Respectfully yours, Quabbledefarf, Academy of Art.
That's Professor Bobbly Fart.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what's up, kitty? Hey, Biscuit, how you been? Thank you for being a friend. You know? Oh, look. Dried lavenders are beautiful in a different way. It reminds me of my hometown. Tea. Oh, look. It's like the meal that she always ate. The weather's nice. I'll go get some sun later. Man, so this is like kind of the same length as the actual game.
Yeah, it's feeling like it.
Some wooden gadgets I carved. The kids in the neighborhood love them. Purple is her color. Ooh, what's this? Man, he really grew up. Wait, how long were they apart?
Far too long.
Let's paint the finest sceneries. Shall we, Amber? Oh, man. How long were they apart? Man, this is like, this story is both happy and sad
Yeah.
for all the same reasons.
Oh, you did it.
We did it! Well, cool. Well, great job.
Completed a whole ass game.
We did. Game and its DLC, kind of. It's additional content. Well, cool. This is great. I haven't beaten a game. Actually, I just haven't beaten a game in a while. I did mention Control earlier because I picked that up, in the last 20 minutes of the game, so I technically rolled credits on it. But I haven't beaten a game like that in a minute, and it's all thanks to you, Vilos, for getting that code. And that code came from Rainmaker. Wait, Rainmaker or
Rainmaker.gg is the service that we got it from, and the publisher Akupara Games is who approved that code to be sent to us. So all the thanks in the world to the great publisher Akupara, as well as the developers here at Silver Lining Studio who made a really beautiful game.